What's up, everybody? Yes, I'm back, man. You guys already know what time it is. I don't talk about it, I stay about it. Well, anyways, today I'm gonna from the inside out with Mr. Ronnie. He actually gave me a shout out today, man. I appreciate that cat. Like I said, I like his get down, and I'm aware of his background. Now, you guys got to keep in mind, people. He falls underneath a whole different umbrella that gave him his blessings, and he has a lot of answers to a lot of questions that I would love to chop it up about with him, because I'm gonna tell you right now, to get answers a lot of times from our own gente, they're really reserved for whatever reason it may be. It is what it is, you know what I mean? And I'm not gonna go chase somebody or beg somebody just to chop it up with them. I don't do that. You know, that ain't ever gonna happen. You know, that is not my get down. Hey, at the end of the day, a person make himself look bad just from not wanting to do something like that. But they're real quick to how should I say, to jump on the horn with I'm just, you know what, I'm just gonna leave it as that, man. You know what I mean? Because I ain't trying to create no ripples in the lake or anything like that, because that's not my get down. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, each person has to make their own bed, and they're gonna have to lay in it. You know, I'm obligated to either do what I do or make my own path, and I've made my own decision to make my own path. I've created my own destiny. I'm the architect of my future. You know, I'm not gonna let someone else build it for me. And I'm definitely not gonna be hired on by somebody so I could build their future and build their dreams. No, I want someone to build my dreams. But yeah, man, check this out, man. Just a word of advice that I wanna throw out there, man. Anytime there's a loss of money, it's unpleasant, people. And the loss of confidence in yourself is going to be very fatal to achievement. So in other words, man, don't ever let anyone discourage you on doing what you need to do, on bettering yourself as an individual or yourself as a whole. You know, because at the end of the day, you go home with yourself, not with them others. You know, time after time, you show up to work, and this ain't for everybody, but a lot of you guys don't even like where you work at, but you do it. Why? Because you got to provide for your family. So that's to bring me to, why wouldn't you invest in yourself? Real quick, let me put up my umbrella right here. I forgot to bring my little weight. Hopefully there ain't no wind that's going to blow my umbrella off, because it's just a little piece of paper that I put up over my phone. You know, it looks like there may be a little wind right there. If there is, oh, you know what? I got a water bottle right here. That might be able to hold it down. Let's try this out right here. That should work right there. Well, anyways, people, yeah, I'm the Rambler. I'm a full-time online fitness coach. If you want to get started in your fitness journey, you know what time it is. Hit me up, highpowerfitness.net, or just email me direct at highpowerfitness@yahoo.com. You know what I mean? I have a blueprint to success, people, and let me break down a little bit of what my program has to offer. When you sign up with my program, you're going to get a coach that will hold you accountable. You will have communication with me at any given time of day, anytime that you need to reach out to me. I will not send your calls to messages. I will answer them. If I do see a missed call from you, I will jump on that horn and reach out to you. Why? Because I don't want there to be no reason why you're not going to be able to get the results that I know you can get in my program. My program, a 3-month program, and I'm just going to give you the basic breakdown of my 3-month program. With my 3-month program, you're guaranteed to lose up to 30 pounds of fat and build muscle at the same time. It's your job as a student to come inside my classroom, have a seat, listen, and learn. Okay? When I assign you homework, I expect you to do it, because that's the way you're going to build yourself physically, mentally, and spiritually. Okay? All this comes with my program. As a matter of fact, it's to bring me to what today is. Today is my Q&A Thursday. Keep in mind, people, for those of you that don't know, I do have an Instagram. I've had that more than this YouTube channel. It's High Power Fitness, high_power_fitness_. I run Q&As on Tuesday and Thursdays. So if you guys have any questions concerning your health, mindset, or just overall life in general, go to my Q&As, hit my Q&A, drop a question for me, and we will resolve what you're struggling with. That's what I do. Q&A Tuesdays, Q&A Thursdays. So today's going to be a little shorter video than the norm because I have to go to my Instagram and answer people that send me questions. That's what I do. I do that on a weekly basis, people. And all is welcome. You guys already know I am non-biased. I don't care what you identify as. Come with respect. You'll get that mutual respect in return. And real quick, man, there's something that was brought to my attention too about the keto diet and the macronutrients diet. What do I give my team members? I teach my team members about macronutrients, and the reason why I do this is because when you hear macronutrients, it sounds intimidating, which it really isn't. It's a lot simpler to apply to your daily lifestyle than a keto diet. Keto is a lot easier said than done, and I said that on my last video. There's a lot to do with keto and doing it a correct way if you want it to be done right and to get the maximum results. I teach about macronutrients because I have a blueprint and I have tricks of the trade where you don't need to purchase these sophisticated apps to keep track of your calories, your macros, your carbs, fats, and protein. I teach you that. I teach you where you can walk into any restaurant and stay dialed in. Because I've did the ground and pound. I used to carry a scale with me. I figured out tricks of the trade, people, that will be in the shadows where no one will see what you're doing, just in case if you're one of them persons that get embarrassed. Back in the day when I used to pull up to restaurants and pull out my scale and people would look at me, I would see them look at me sideways, but then I looked at myself and I said, that's why I look the way I look and you look the way you look. Why? Because I stayed dialed in. I didn't use no excuse. I didn't give a shit what anybody thought from the outside looking in. You know what I'm saying? Hey, come on now. The proof is in the pudding, people. You guys want to get started? What are you waiting for? Stop the procrastination. Because I tell you right now, time don't wait for nobody. In those health conditions, trust and believe, the way you've been abusing your body, they're lying dormant in your body. And this goes for all nationalities. I know I see a lot of commercials on here saying they try to separate nationalities that is different for every other people to lose weight. No matter how you look at it, I don't care what background you come from, when you eat fast food and all that, it does more harm than damage to your body. And that's why a lot of times where you cannot lose weight, because you need to clean your system out. And I know the process to do that. And it doesn't matter what color you are or what nationality you are. It's all going to be ran the same way through healthy eating and exercising. And that's what I do. Trust and believe. I had to clear out years of clogged up stuff in my pipes. Let's just put it that way, because if you don't, you're just going to be stuffing yourself, and you're not going to really lose no weight. And that's to go to them people that reached out to me and telling me that how much they stay dialed in, but they can't seem to lose no weight. Why? Because it is a numbers game, people, when it comes to your body. Your overall lifestyle plays a big factor on the number ratio for your macronutrients. I'm a scientist when it comes to this stuff. When you go to my highpowerfitness.net and you fill out the questionnaire, or if you just email me, I get on the horn with you and I give you a quick little interview, or you just give me a quick breakdown of your lifestyle. And with just that little breakdown, I'm able to build you your macronutrients and teach you how to run them in on a daily. And like I said, it's not required to run in on an app. You're going to be provided with an app, my personalized training app. That way I can keep track of you, which is fine. But I've had team members too that don't log anything and then they shoot me with a picture. Like, for example, perfect example, when I was in Las Vegas, I got 2 transformations, one for my elite warriors, a female, and my other elite warrior right here in the city of Pomona. Amazing results. And they never used to log anything. But what did they do? They followed the nutrition that I built for them. They followed it to the T. They didn't fiddle diddle. They went and got the whole package from that deal. Okay, so anyways, people, with that being said, if you guys want to get started on your fitness journey, shoot me that DM or email me at highpowerfitness@yahoo.com, or you could, like I said, highpowerfitness.net, whichever you choose to do. Remember to hit the like and subscribe button. Once we get to 10,000 subscribers, I will start doing lives, and on my lives, everybody's welcome to pull up to my motherfucking YouTube yarda. I know Ronnie likes to say the yarga. He's a fool. Hey, save it for you trolls out there. I'm already knowing. I already know. Yes, I do know. Ronnie's a trip, man. You know what I mean? He has, let's put it this way. He's very straight on what he went through to get out, okay? Obviously, he played a major role in when he was behind them walls, you know, because he does have a lot of, how should I say? He's able to reach out to individuals that are still participating. Let's just put it that way. That says a lot, you know. Now you got to keep in mind at the end of the day, he falls underneath a different umbrella than I do, okay? And I've preached it in the past. Southerners, we have it good, but when it comes to discipline, we have the severest disciplines. Let's just keep it that way, and I'm going to keep it as that and no further. Like I said, there was a lot of things that I didn't agree with that went on in the joint, but it is what it is. I'll never go against the grain, and I still won't, even though I'm out here in the free world. There was individuals, like I said, that had rolled it up due to dirty politicking, and I felt that they were done dirty. But yet at the end of the day, they rolled it up, so they're no good, you know. I cannot associate with them. I told you guys about my homie that I ran into, and I've told you guys more than once. While I was out doing my Sunday run day, I ran into him, and trust and believe, my homeboy, he with the business, straight up, you know. Shook his visa, he went his way, and I went my way. He already knew what time it was, you know what I mean? Why didn't I do anything? Because I'm out here in the real world. It doesn't pertain to me. If we were behind the walls, then something would be different. That's up to the homies that are still out there playing in the reindeer games for them to do that. I'm very well of his standings. I didn't agree why he was why what happened to him was done, but I didn't agree with him doing what he did, even though I know he tried to ride it out as long as he could, you know what I mean? I guess he just got tired of holes being poked in him, you know what I mean? Not too many people would do that. I trust and believe. I spoke of that dude Robert from Free World Robert. He spoke of a incident where that's what he did, because his people disagreed with him because he became a holy roller. He wrote it out. Very few. Them guys are very few, you know what I mean? I could say I would do it all day, and I won't change my mind, but I've never been put in that position. Why? Because I will never allow myself to be put in that position. Well, anyways, I rambled on a whole lot, and the gardener's on his way. He's a day early. It is what it is, you know what I mean? Am I going to yell at him like fucking Mr. Master Hooper? Absolutely not. My gardener is making his feria. You know what I'm saying? I do certain things for my property myself. Why? Because I ain't gonna try to climb up trees and all that. So that's what he's here for. You know, he does the stuff that I don't. I do just basic. You know what I mean? I'll go to my rental property and do some touch up. Why? Because it saves me feria. You know what I mean? Well, anyways, Ronnie, man, he got on there, and yeah, Ronnie has a personal beef with a certain individual, and I could see why, because I'm in the audience viewing this this feud that's going on, so I see different perspectives from both sides that went towards one another, and I'm not going to choose a side because I don't have a dog in this fight. But I tell you one thing, I would love to chop it up with Mr. Ronnie, because I know the questions that I have never gotten answers to, because I try to reach out to certain individuals and they just for whatever reason they didn't want to reach out back to me. It is what it is. And to this motherfucking poo butt, Gibby fucking Cordova, I think, or Gibby Cordova, My boy, you're making Victory Outreach look bad. You're over here judging people. Ain't you supposed to be a holy roller? Even me, I'm not a holy roller, but I know you ain't supposed to be judging nobody. Save your bullshit. I see what you're trying to do, my boy. You're a fucking fake and a fraud. And trust and believe, there's a lot of individuals that I believe are fakes and frauds. They went out that way to be saved because they didn't want to go behind them walls. I'm telling you, and I'm being true. Now, that doesn't pertain to the whole group, because I know a lot of real ones that gave themselves to the Lord. And hey, that's the best way. Be righteous about it. You know what I mean? Don't hide behind the Bible, because we already know how homies feel about homies that hide behind the Bible. And I'm one of them persons. You know, if you're going to be righteous, 100. Don't be on here on social media trying to stir stuff up. You know, the pot was done stirred. The food is simmering already. It is what it is. I ain't going to speak on anything like that again. And keep in mind, that place that you keep on saying that I went over there, I've been going to that place before that person was even out here on social media. That's why I say you were burnt out. That's a place of travel. It's a sight to see. And me, I pull up anywhere. I don't feel threatened anywhere. I stay on my P's and Q's. I come with respect no matter where I land. Whether it be up there with my gente from up north, or down in the enemy's area. I always come with respect. I'm older, man. You know, and that is a spot that has a lot of beautiful architect. And you're probably one of them cats that only go to that one little strip, that little street. I go beyond. I go deep into their hood. I mean, if it's beautiful. It is what it is. I go over there and shop. They have sidewalk Sundays or whatever it's called over there, and pick me up a couple of items. Then I bounce to my next location and go. And where do I go? To Paula's Breakfast House. Best breakfast house over there in Solvang. I tell you that right now. Woo, bomb. And then I go around the corner to go get my Danish pastries at my favorite place. Kind of like when I go to Vegas. I go to the Pink Box, baby. Come on now. Mr. Cordoba, save your comments. You're making yourself look bad. To me, you look like a fake and a fraud now, especially on your profile, wearing a Victory Outreach t-shirt. It's not cool. You know what I mean? I got homies that went to that Victory Outreach because they really needed to be saved. I spoke on one just recently. You know what I mean? That was his only way out. You know? I'd like to give everybody the benefit of the doubt, but it's people like you that create a bad image for the homies that are really serious about that. You know what I mean? 'Cause I see them when they walk by my pad. Some of them tend to rubberneck. Shouldn't be doing that. You know what I mean? Focus on God. Focus on what you're doing. Don't worry about the next man, what they're doing around you. Unless you're going to go over there and try to reach out to them because you see them if you see them struggling or something. Well, anyways, I did a whole lot of rambling, huh? Anyways, I did want to speak on Ronnie from the inside out a little bit more, but I'm running out of time. Like I said, I'm already 18 minutes in, man. That's what happens with me. I'm the rambler. Anyways, Ronnie, if you see this video, hit me up, man. highpowerfitness@yahoo.com. Let me tap in with you, brother. I would love to chop it up on the phone with you, you know, because I have a lot of questions, and I know that you would answer me. You know what I mean? Because from what I've seen, you've kept it real 100% this whole time. You know, I'm not saying others haven't, but you know, there's certain people that are very reserved on what they do, and I'm not here to question it. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, I've reached out to certain individuals, and they ignored me. You know, so, and like I said, I ain't gonna fucking chase nobody. You know what I mean? I don't give a fuck who a person thinks he is. I don't do that. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, we're all people. We're all humans. You know what I mean? When an individual reaches out to me, I reach back out to them. You know. Well, anyways, people. With that being said, man, thumbs up, thumbs down. Shout out to my channel members. I appreciate you guys very much. Let's get me to 10,000 subscribers, man. I'm almost there. Once that 10,000 mark comes up, shit, you already know, man. This motherfucking YouTube yada right here is going to become evil. As Ronnie would say, yarga. Hey, he reminds me of some of the woods that I did time with in the county. In the system. Funny, man. Some of them cats are fucking hilarious, man. You know what I mean? Hey, and I say that very lightly because back going through the system, when I was going through the system, There were very few Woods, man. And the ones that rode through that county jail, trust and believe, they were riders. They were riders because they got the blues. And the Paisas that ran through it too, because those of you that don't know, I hate to hurt your feelings, but the Paisas had it bad too. They got the blues. And who did they get it from? Their own fucking gente. That was fucked up. I never participated in any of them type of games because I wasn't for that. Even if it came to the Woods, to the whites, or to the Paisas, that's wrong. You know what I mean? That's like some grimy shit. Taking from an individual that's in there that's going through some struggles. I could see if the person was a piece of shit, but it is what it is. You know what I mean? Like I said, I couldn't go against the grain, and I wasn't about to go against the grain. That's why I'm here today, and that's why I stay in good standings, because I abide by the rules. And there's something that Ronnie said too. Hey, you could buy your way back for $500 from being dropped in the hat. Back in my day, I still don't agree with that. But you know what I mean? But I'm going to make an exception to the rule right here on my yacht. Like, you get removed, you can buy your way back in. Anyways, I rambled, huh? Get up and get yours, people. Let's do this.